Welcome back, guys, and today we are here for another attempt at a video. I give it a couple of days. There's been a patch fairly recently, so hopefully that's fixed some of this connectivity issues I've been having. But yeah, gonna quickly go over the deck again, even faster than last time. We're playing green-black Snek. Use Winding Constriction and plus a bunch of +1/+1 counter synergies. Deck's very fun. Deck's very explosive. Let's go. We're speed running this video. This is now officially my second game since the patch, so things have changed a bit. Most notably, the end turn timer I think has changed for the better. If you now click the end turn button, you skip your turn unless your opponent does something, which is pretty good. You use that more often than just skipping your turn entirely. As we play Hooligan 78 as our opponent of the day. Hopefully he is playing some new cards because I am not. This hand is double green but nothing else, so unfortunately it's a little mulligan. This hand is a single black, but unfortunately nothing else, it's a little mulligan. This hand will have to do. I think I have to bottom the Snake, I've already got one, and we're trying to find a black source of this Adventurous Impulse, and hey, look at that, mono red / red black aggro. Never seen that coming. This is not really the hand that's particularly. That's a good draw. This is not really a hand that is particularly well suited for this matchup. Bit slow on the draw. Because he's going to be able to play a 2-drop here and then kill my Winding Constrictor, where if I'd been on the play he has to decide whether to play a 2-drop or kill my Constrictor. Generally I found this matchup is quite unfavourable if you're on the draw, but if you're on the play you do stand a pretty good chance. Unfortunately, well, we're not. I think he's got a shock in hand, so it means we're not going to block one of his creatures if he attacks. Wizard's Lightning, even worse. Yeah, we're not. That was a pretty brutal turn for our opponent there. Question is, do we Jade Light Range or do we Winding Constrictor next turn? I think the answer is honestly just Winding Constrictor. He is passing. Okay, yeah, definitely Winding Constrictor now. That might give us hope here. Because we can protect our creature and then hopefully go Jade Light Ranger. Thank you. I suppose he's also used 6 points of burn just dealing with our trying to deal with our creatures, which is 6 points of burn not pointing at the face. So there's hope. I am going to block this Bowmat Courier because it's 4 extra cards. And if he wants to cycle his hand, I think that's good. And Shock is what I'm scared of. But, I mean, he had a Wizard's Lightning. I'm not entirely sure he has the Shock. And, I mean, do I block? It's 1 damage. No, I'm not going to block yet. Yeah, he did have the shock, so he's actually going to double shock, so I think that's actually pretty good for us. Although, it's not even that good. Bowmat Courier, as you can see here, will be drawing our opponent 5 cards next turn, so it's not really a winning situation, you could say. I'm going to bin that. I'm going to keep Bristling Hydra on top, I think. So, hopefully our opponent just keeps whiffing on lands, and now I'll happily block with my Jade Light Ranger if I get the opportunity. Yeah. But he's going to essentially get a new hand here. So it's not really looking too good for us. Although, I mean, we have a decent defense setup. Ideally here we're looking for like Aethersphere Harvester into land, so we can crew it and then have this huge attacker. I don't think we're out this game yet. I mean, we're definitely not favoured, but because our opponent's going to draw 5 here. But I mean, pardon me, it's not the end of the world, I don't think. As long as he just whiff on a Hazoret or a Rekindling Phoenix, we should be okay. Yeah, I mean, I get to eat a creature here. I'm fine with that. Just gonna use my energy now. going to use my NG now so I can block like this, and then Jade Light Ranger. He'll sack the thing, I kill his creature for free. And he's left with 4 cards in hand, and 5 cards in hand, my apologies. And a 2 Chain Whirlers, which means we're going to struggle to attack. Rishkar. Going to put my counters here. No attacks, unfortunately, but we have good blocks now. Making my Jade Light Ranger a 5/4 is pretty good. Next turn we can play Verdurous Gearhulk, even if we don't hit land. Never seen that card before, I don't even know what it does. Hey, new card. Deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. That's not bad for a common. It's even a wizard as well, so maybe our opponent's like got the wizard angle of things. But I do think we need to find one of our 2 Aethersphere Harvesters. Or a Sky Sovereign is also going to be pretty nice here as well. Well, this is interesting. He'd need like double shock, but I think we're past the stage where we can't afford to play around that. Like if we don't block here, we go down to 3 life. Any burn spell kills us. That's obviously not viable. If we chump block, we go down to 6, and our board doesn't get really much better. So I'm quite happy to throw both creatures at him here. And if he has double burn spell, he gets me good, you know. And if he has 1, obviously it's pretty good for him. But wow, he must have Chain Whirler, another Chain Whirler maybe. No, first strike damage. He's letting that resolve. Okay, yeah, Lightning Strike. Don't have the energy to save it. Do not have to. Okay, yeah. So that worked out how I thought it was going to work out. We now can play Verdurous Gearhulk. Get our creatures big enough here. So put 2 on you. And 2 on you, I think. Just get creatures out of that range. And I'm not going to play the Lana Wells particularly. Don't think I need to. Gonna sit back this turn, but if our opponent does nothing this next turn, I think we might actually have a pretty good attack here, because we can 2-turn clock him. Kenra's not too big of a concern right now. I don't think we're out of this. I think we do need another Haymaker and we win. Winding Constrictor. Oh, if only I'd drawn that a bit earlier. Oh well. Gonna play it. Play Llanowar Elves. I think I'll attack with my Verdurous. I mean, if he has a Lightning Strike or something, he gets to eat it for free essentially. But he didn't do it last turn, and he's already used a lot of burns. I think I'm willing to start putting the pressure on a little bit here. I've got plenty of defense set up, and obviously if he triple blocks, I'm over the moon with that. Yeah. Hazoret and Rekindling Phoenix is what I'm terrified of here. Hopefully he does not have one of them. He's now got his hand low enough to get there. Okay, Bowmat Courier. Yeah, that's attacks I was expecting. He's going to cycle his hand and he just wants the Kenya in the graveyard so he can internalize it. I will happily block though. Just throw my biggest creatures in front of it. Like we're putting on a lot of pressure here. Our opponent might have to, if his defense isn't good enough here, my opponent might have to start doing some blocking. That's kind of an unfortunate land draw, but no, opponent's done. Yeah, they must have just whiffed. They drew a lot of lands, to be fair. 7 lands is pretty unfortunate, but hey, I didn't think we were winning that game after that turn 2, but especially as we multi 5 that game. Wow, don't normally beat a red deck on a multi 5 while they're on the play, but hey, that's what I like about Snek. It's you can't beat any deck with Snek. Like you're not exactly 75% to win every matchup, obviously, but I like decks where I feel I can win and they don't play like a turn one like Bowmat Courier, and it's like okay, game over. I like my decks to be able to at least stand a chance in most matchups. Anyway, Milliken is our second victim of the day. Hopefully we don't have to mulligan down again. But hey. But yeah, I mean, I do know this is definitely the only deck I play at the minute. I don't know. I'm stockpiling wildcards for when I inevitably build a M19 deck. I'm not entirely sure what. I like dragons. I'm very tempted to build a dragon deck. This hand's okay. It's awful if we're playing against control, but I think I'm going to risk it. That doesn't tell us what they're playing. But I mean, we get some adventurous impulses to try and find some more action here. More creatures to fill out our curve here. Looks like we could be playing the mirror match. Hopefully not, anyway. Yeah, it's the mirror match, and that is probably the worst card to see in the mirror match. Well, never mind. I will absolutely, happily just play this ballista to kill this thing. No regrets here. Get it out of the way. Because that thing's just going to take over the game. If I can't kill it till turn 4, it's probably drawn at least 2 cards. And it's not really something I want to, Chupacabra. I want to Chupacabra something a bit bigger. There's a server, the Conduit. And then this next turn we try and find something to do with our mana. We'll Adventurous Impulse, try and find a green source. We find a green source. And I will even play my Llanowar Elves. Just in case we draw something like a Sky Sovereign. Next turn we can start killing his creatures. We can start Adventurous Impulse and try and find some more actual juicy stuff like our own Glint Sleeve Siphoner or something better ideally. No blocks, our opponent doesn't have any use for the mana this turn. Good news for us, there's another Glint Sleeve. That thing's probably going to get Chupacabra this next turn. Kill you. And Impulse, try and find a Gearhulk or something. Well, didn't find a Gearhulk, but Ballista's pretty good. And end turn. Don't hate opposition, our opponent did miss a land drop. They do find a Khan. We're going to probably have to work on killing that.
I advise that you see how convenient.
Okay, that's a pretty brutal hit there. I'm not entirely sure what's worse for us. I mean, they're missing land drops, so I'm actually going to give them the Ballista. Okay, Rishkar's a good draw here. Does that let us clear? Does that let us clear Khan? He's on 6 loyalty, 3. We can Rishkar plus Walking Ballista. I think kills it. I think we do want to just get off the board this turn, even if it does cost us a Ballista. So. Pay you for 1. Attacks. Get you off the board. And we still have the board position here, and our opponent doesn't really have any good attacks. Hopefully they keep missing land drops here, and if not, I mean, we still have removal spell and a decent creature to dig us into more useful stuff, hopefully. So I'm feeling fairly optimistic. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. I'm no longer feeling optimistic. Well, I mean, we still have the attack with the Chupacabra, because if he wants... Actually, no, we don't. Never mind, retreat. I was going to say we could attack with the Chupacabra. If he uses energy, then we could Ravenous Chupacabra, but it doesn't work like that. And it'd be... Yeah, I can't do that. So, no attacks this turn, unfortunately. But he has slowed down our defense here. Bristling Hydra is a good card. Well, Speak of the Devil, and it'll arrive. Keep that on top. Pretty good card. Not going to Chupacabra, end turn. Next turn we can start attacking with the Jade Light Ranger. See how our opponent responds to that, as long as they don't play. I don't know. It was very tempting, but see if I'd went for that play with the Chupacabra last turn, it would have been disastrous, as they now had the energy to protect it again. So I would have just thrown my creature away for no reason. Okay, now it's Bristling Hydra, and you are coming. Do I have an attack? I don't believe I do. If I attack with a 4-3, he'll just double block with conduits, but maybe that's worth it. In fact, I think it's probably worth it if he wants to do that block. So I will attack with my 4-3. Actually, no, I can't because this thing can now double pump. Okay, that was close. I'm a little bit rusty, haven't played Magic in a long time, but hey. This is kind of how these matchups generally devolve into. Is now both boards are essentially stalled, so it's going to turn, from my experience, it kind of turns into who draws their like Verder's Gearhulk / Snek combo first to just punch through the board, or who can run away with a Walking Ballista or Glint Thief Siphoner. He's already drawn 2 of his Siphoners. I'm still waiting for mine, although he does have the answer in hand. So we are kind of at an impasse here. He runs Karn, so I think his deck is a little bit more tilted towards the late game compared to mine. I'm more all in on the combo, so not entirely sure how this is going to play out. He's still missing land drops, so I feel bad for my opponent. There's another Jade Light. Try and dig into our own Gearhulk or something. Well, 2 lands, at least I'm not drawing them. I'm going to keep my Aether Hub just in case I draw Snake. Because then... Because if I draw a Snake, then... The two energy might be more useful than just 1. I'm tempted to play my second Rishkar here just to pump my big creatures and then start attacking while my opponent's missing land drops. Not entirely sure that's a good idea, but he must have something in hand though, because why wouldn't he play the Ballista? So, not entirely sure that's a good thing to do. But I mean, this 2/2 is not really doing much on this board anyway, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. Start trying, because I mean, our opponent's got 7 cards in hand and he's missing land drops. And I'm sitting on 2 essentially. That doesn't really matter. I'll keep you. I'll pump you, and I'll pump my Bristling Hydra. See if opponent has a response to that. I think I'm just going to attack with the 5/4 rather than the Bristling Hydra. Like, yeah, because I mean I can pump it to a 6/5, but then I'm just really open to removal. So when I attack like this, he has to either remove it or he has to double block. Both of which I'm really happy with if he's missing land drops. Might just take the damage, it's probably more realistic. But if he has a Vraska's Contempt, I'm very happy if he decides to use that on a Jade Light Ranger. Yep, and resolves. That's why I didn't attack with the Bristling Hydra, because I would have had to use it to save my creature and then things would have went south. Very quickly. End turn. Okay. I mean, we are definitely disadvantaged, but like I said, it really comes down to Gearhulks / Snake combo / Walking Ballistas. Opponent did finally hit his land drop. He now has access to 6 mana. If he uses 1 more Servant of the Conduit though, then he only has 1 protection on the Bristling Hydra. Not really too useful, but could come in. There's a Glint Sleeve. Okay. Really interested that he's not playing these servants. I mean, he's not playing this Blister in hand. Okay, there we go. When he plays it for 1 as well, decides to save the energy. So my Jade Light Ranger is essentially dead, and it does make him blocking a little bit more comfortable. I think I do need a good hit here. Aether Sphere Harvest is nice, it lets us get in the air. Now we can take the fight to him a little bit. Also gives us an extra protection on the Bristling Hydra if we decide not to use the lifelink. Which I might not do, to be honest. We're not really under huge duress here. He's already used 1 Vraska's Contempt, and Black Rune really doesn't run too much removal. So I think we're doing okay. I could have killed the Jade Light Glint Thief Siphoner, but I'm happy. If he pays energy, he's now got less for his Bristling Hydra, and I mean, I might kill it eventually, but I don't feel I want to use it this turn. I want to save it for like a gear hulk he just loads in on or something like that. Might be wrong. Might be wrong. Let my opponent get a free card essentially, but he's been missing land drops and stuff, so I kind of think his hand's gonna be stacked full of threats. Well, that's not the threat I was talking about. Attacks. Okay, our opponent really must have it. I don't know what's in my opponent's hand. He might just be flooding. Well, no, he can't be flooding now. That makes no sense. Don't know. No, I'm not doing anything with my turn. Pass. Okay, there we go. Question is, how heavily do we put him on Vraska's Contempt? Because we could 3-turn clock him here in the air with the Aethersphere Harvester. But that would, if I was to do that, then I'd not be putting him on Vraska's Contempt. He's already used one, and I mean he hasn't played creatures, so there's actually a decent chance he has another. So it's tough. Not entirely sure what I should be doing here. I think I'll crew you up first. See if my opponent has a response. Okay, he does have. Well, he could just be activating Walking Ballista. I might put. Okay, 5 and 6 is pretty much the same clock in the air. 5 is still 5 turns. 6 is still 4. 6 is 4 turns. 7 is 3 turns. This is actually kind of awkward. I mean, I could just load up my Hexproofer as well. I think I'm going to go 2 and 2 on the. I think I'm going to go 2 and 2. 2 on the Bristling Hydra, 2 on the Aethersphere Harvester. I'm not entirely sure if that's right, but I'm not going to go all in. Maybe I'll go 2-1-1 actually. 2-1-1. Combat. Attacks. Don't think I'm going to use the lifelink here. Really wish I had a Blossom and Defense in hand. Yeah, he has a second Vraska's Contempt. Definitely. Yep. Okay, so it looks like we're back to our board still. But I mean, I drew a Gear Hulk, so it wasn't the worst turn. I didn't go all in on it as well. So back to both players not really having an attack. I think I will kill that Glintsteel Siphoner now, though. Fortunately, I do have to use an energy because I mistapped. Cessla B. It's actually pretty bad with the Bristling Hydra. I could get really punished for that. But what can I say? This game doesn't really like tapping. End turn. So I mean, I think we've lost the Harvester, which is kind of sad for us. Our opponent really doesn't have too many answers for that. We don't have the Vraska's Contempt. I think that's like the only card in the entire deck that can deal with it. Well, unless you get a Ballista to like an 8/8. But you know, not out of the game yet. Nis and that. Okay, that's a problem. Sky Sovereign, please, off the top. Because that thing's huge. That thing's, if it ultimates, we're just not going to be able to keep up with the card draw, and you can even like minus to get back a Karn or something. So
behold nature's true power.
We're really not looking good now. Okay, I think we need. Yeah, I think it needs to be like exactly Sky Sovereign or another Ballista or something would be nice as well. Actually, see what we draw. Okay, that's decent. Let's just keep up a little bit here. If he doesn't, well, he's got the onboard answer actually, so never mind. Still don't really have any attacks now, so unfortunately our opponent is going to get to ultimate. Yeah, things aren't looking good. But you know, it's not, we're not out of the game yet. He is ahead, but you know, we do have answers. None of us have drawn a Snake yet, which is actually quite interesting in this matchup. Okay, there we go. That's what I expected. Kind of interesting. Okay, he's not going for the ultimate. Interesting. Otherwise, he would have saved the land first. Okay. Okay, he's ticking up. That's kind of greedy, especially if we draw like Sky Sovereign here. Tell you what, this would be a really good board state for an Immortal Sun. Unfortunately, I'm not running it in this deck, but it would be a really nice one. Yeah, he's gonna ping it here. That's pretty awful. That's probably one of the worst draws on our deck, along with the land. So we just whiff there. Opponent is going to get to Emblem and keep their Nissa around, which is unfortunate. But hey, such is the price you pay. Don't think we're quite out of this yet, though. I don't know. I'm trying to think of cards I could draw. It's really just Gear Hulk and Sky Sovereign, and another Aethersphere Harvester, I guess. Our opponent is definitely winning this game. Okay, yeah. I think if we whiff on a draw, I'm just going to leave because I don't think we have an out at this point. This thing will just kill me in like 3 turns or whatever. I don't think I have the 3 turns to retaliate against it, because even if I draw Sky Sovereign now, well actually because he ticked down, but even if I do Sky Sovereign I can't kill the Vraska and then he can just minus to kill it, so just going to pass my turn here.
My elemental friend.
But we'll see, maybe, I don't know, draw on Walking Ballista here. Okay, let's see. Retreat, we had enough. The mirror, I don't know, I don't think we did. Maybe we could have, like, that turn we killed his Khan, maybe we let it live a couple more turns and then keep our Ballista around and we can go off with that. I don't know. I feel like that game was maybe winnable somehow, because our opponent did stumble on lands and stuff for a bit. But what's it called? That Bristling Hydra was brutal. Because we had like 2 Chupacabras in hand and we couldn't do anything because of the Hexproof. Now we play Nadal von Hirschhausen. So, no. He's a tennis player, but he's also German? I don't know. Okay. This hand is really tempting to keep on the draw, because it's like any land and we're just golden. But I think it's a little ambitious. Gonna mulligan it down. Well, maybe we shouldn't. Okay, this hand's okay. Keep Ballista, it's fine. Opponent is on control, so mildly upsetting, but I mean we have the Glensieve Siphoner if it lives. I should have led black there, by the way, that was awful. I could have drawn a card instantly with Glensieve Siphoner if I went black by playing Aether Hub, but you know, apparently I'm just bad at Magic, so don't know why I did that. Probably just gonna get punished here. Actually, I don't know, we should be okay. Spring, okay, our opponent is definitely not your standard control. They look like the prison deck, which just runs a million compasses. I'm actually going to play Ballista for 1. Probably should tap my lands first, actually. Because it will tap my green, I've accepted that. Pay 1. Combat attacks. So we'll be drawing extra cards here, which is nice. Even if it has a removal spell, we have the Blossom and Defense to protect it. So I think we're doing okay. I think we're not completely dead yet. Gift of Paradise. It looks like it's a ramp deck, so we'll keep that in mind. Might not be running too much removal then, although he's definitely running Settle the Wreckage. He has 3 mana at the minute. So something to keep in mind. I will draw a card. Land of Wells is not really what we were looking for. Fort of the Forest is okay. But I will be playing you, not falling for the same trick twice in a row. Still not going to play the Jade Light Ranger because that would put us down on protection for the Blossom Defense plus or energy for the Glensieve Siphoner. So just I'd rather draw cards than play this. I would rather just pass my turn here and I'll put a counter on Walking Ballista on end step. Could have done it there actually, maybe. Maybe that was better. Lost out on 1 point of damage. See if that comes into play. Although if I do it then I'm leaving my creature vulnerable to removal, so I don't think that's right. Yeah, so that thing's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to flip next turn unless he plays a ramp spell. This card is really obnoxious to play against. Because you have to like attack heavily into them, and then they also just... you have to attack heavily into them, and then they just hold up Settle the Wreckage.
Sorry I'm late.
Okay.
No
This
time
is not
for a
looking
break.
good because he's going to be able to hold up Settle here. My counter on you. Probably not attack with the Ballista this turn, I don't think. I think I value Ballista more than I value Glensieve Siphoner. So I think I'm going to attack Glensieve at the Teferi. See what he does. Ideally he like points a single spell removal at it, and then I can Blossom Defense, then use Walking Ballista to finish it off. I think that would be best case scenario for me, but he's probably just going to use his Settle the Wreckage.
I'm getting too old for this.
You know what might actually be the play, and I really hate it. But the play might be to put a counter on Walking Ballista and then just kill Teferi. And I still get to hold up Blossom Defense, even if he has a removable spell. Oh, that feels so bad. I'll be trading a Ballista and all my mana this turn essentially for it, but I think it's the play. I have to get Teferi off the board. Thank you for tapping that way, game. Oh, I'm rusty. Oh well. Hopefully it doesn't matter.
I won't let you win.
Okay, Teferi down. Because that's step 1, because Teferi just wins the
Time
game.
for plan B.
Like, even if he does have this thematic compass, we can still attack, we'll still get the energy, and then we can still keep drawing extra cards. Which is how we're going to win this game. Drawing extra cards. I really hate throwing a Ballista away like that, because it's one way to just get around the compass, just make a 20-20 Ballista and kill him. But, well, you know, you play the hand you draw. If he has a second Teferi, I don't think we're beating that. Especially now that he has the thematic compass up. But you know, we will see. If you play second Teferi, I'll see what I draw and I'll probably concede just to save time. But you know, maybe he doesn't have it, you know. I'll tell you what, Teferi plus all these Gift of Paradises is pretty sweet. I like that from my opponent. He gets to like 4 mana essentially. Every extra mana. Teferi costs 1 mana. That's pretty insane. If he has a double Gift of Paradise, obviously. But he has an Oath of Teferi as well, so Teferi actually gives him mana. Okay. Luckily, we didn't need to use the Blossom Defense. We didn't get punished for that. Let's see what we draw. Another Ballista's nice. We'll attack. I'm not putting him on counter spells because he's just been such a tap out deck so far. That so I'm not going to worry about like playing around anything. But yeah, it just blocks my damage, but I still get my energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to go Jade Light this turn. And then next turn I can go Blossom and go Walking Ballista, hold up Blossom Defense. Yeah, there's Mind. We knew he had that. And hopefully this filters into some more useful cards. I'm going to keep that because it does dig a bit deeper. And I'm not going to play a Llanowar Elves. I mean, he hasn't pointed a single removal spell, so actually I'm going to put that on War Elves. I do get punished if he points a removal spell at this Glint Sleeve Siphoner, but he doesn't seem to be a particularly heavy removal spell deck, from what we've seen so far. And having the extra creature could be really relevant to attack through the Spire of Vraska to kill like a Teferi or something. He definitely has Settle the Wreckage, so that's something to keep in mind. My turn. Take action, pay 2. Okay. So how aggressively do we want to attack here? I think because I mean we can't just attack with one creature. It doesn't really seem particularly sensible. So I'll attack with both these guys. If you use the Settle the Wreckage, it's more mana for Walking Ballista. And I'm not too upset. I mean, I've got a second Glint Sleeve anyway, so that's not too valuable. And yeah, I think I'm doing okay here. These, like I said, you've seen how important Glint Sleeve Siphoner has been this game. Just keeping my hand loaded. Looks like our opponent didn't want to use the Settle just yet, but I will go Glint Sleeve. Then I will go Venturous Impulse. Maybe we should have done it the other way around in case I found a Snake. I think I'm going to go Verdurous over Bristling Hydra, even though I can't cast it this turn. And then I will play another Llanowar Elves, because I'm not putting him on Super, I'm putting him on Settle the Wreckage if he's running Teferi. And then I will pass the turn, because now we can cast a really big Walking Ballista next turn. But I'm not putting him on like a sweeper like Hour of Revelation or Fumigate, although that would just, I mean, if you Fumigate me, would be really upset, but I'm not putting him on Fumigate, I'm putting him on Settle the Wreckages. And I think if you're running all this rampant stuff, you can't really afford to run like 4 of each. So that's my theory anyway. That's my logic. Still means I'm gonna play around Settle rather than Fumigate. You can't play around both, so I choose one to play around. He's tapping 5 mana. Oh no, please, opponent. Look, I'm new to the game. I've never played it before. Don't Fumigate me here. Oh, okay. He's tapped 6. Okay, thank God. Actually, that could still be Hour of Revelation. Although he wouldn't run Hour of Revelation because then it would kill his own Gift of Paradises. And Teferi. Yeah, there's no way he's running Hour of Revelation. This is just the mind from the graveyard, maybe? And he's mistapped, so he's a bit confused here. Never mind, Nissa Steward of Elements. Don't really know what that's doing, but
I will draw the poison from this dying world.
I guess it's his way to kill us. He just makes like a million mana that makes this thing like a 20-20. Also going to struggle to attack it because he does have Settle up still. But we're drawing two cards this turn. We're drawing 2 cards every turn, so I'll tell you what I could do, which I am probably going to do. I'm probably going to play Ballista and just put all my counters from the Verdurous Gearhulk on the Ballista. See how my opponent... There's a Chupacabra, kind of a dead card in this matchup. There's another Ballista. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to play this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can play it for 8 and hold up Blossom Defense. For 4, I mean. If he counters it, then we have a free attack essentially, so I'm not too worried about that. I think I'm going to attack with both Glint Sleeve Siphoners and nothing else here. To be honest, there's probably an argument for going face here, considering I've got Gearhulk and all these blisters. Okay, let's Settle the Wreckage. That's what I expected. I'm fine enough with that. We do lose our draw engine, but I mean, we have to get out of his hand eventually. And like next turn, we can really like just 2-turn clock our opponent here. With a Blossom Defense as well, so they need a second Settle. This thing can ultimate and hit me for 10, but that's not going to kill me. You need like a Time Warp. I don't know, that even wouldn't kill me because it's only till end of term. I don't know. I'm interested to see what my opponent's actual win con is here. Like, okay, we found it. Oh shit, but it's dead. It's dead. Okay, I love my opponent. That was hilarious. I was doomed the minute I started talking about wondering what their win con was, but I'm gonna give them the cheeky nice because that was nice. I didn't expect the Sylvan Awaken. Oh, they even get to untap 2 more lands.
The
Oh,
land must fight for itself.
they're all indestructible as well, so there is no surviving this attack. I think they all, yeah. Can we? No, they've got, they've got. Yeah, just end this turn, retreat. I still think if we had one more turn there, we could have won. But yeah, credit to my opponent. That was funny. Well done, Dal. How low do we go here? Minus 16. Not bad. I'll take that loss any day of the week. That was fun. But yeah, so Green Black Snake, it is actually a good deck, but maybe I did not do it justice there. Although I suppose it only lost the mirror and then it lost one match. So as a reward, we'll buy an M19 pack, if I remember where the store is. Purchase pack. Purchase pack. Let's go. What do you think we could get? It could be anything. It could even be a good card. No, it wasn't. A lot of red in this pack though. Something to notify. But yeah, everything here is useless. And yeah, so that was my video. I will not probably be uploading like daily or even every couple of days, but you know, I'll try and get a video up. I'll try and get a video up and out every once in a while. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.